So hello, so what we are going to talk about today, we will travel back in time about 20 to 30 years to the beginning of car diagnostics. As you know, I'm concentrating on Rover cars, so British cars, Rover and Land Rover, Mini, things like that. And getting a proper diagnosis for some of those vehicles is a little bit difficult, or became a little bit difficult because of the absence of the necessary tools. I will shed some light on some mystic things which are still existing, but only few people seem to know what they are doing. So in the picture you see the very famous T4 interface box together with a handheld computer. This was used, this was in principle the last modern device coming from Omitech, which was used on all these British cars. But this was quite modern, and it's only covering vehicles from the model year 1995, which have this kind of diagnosis adapter. For all older cars, you are facing some problems because they are not covered with this. We can talk about the T4 and the handheld unit at another point in time, not today. Today we will focus on the cars which were built before 1995. So we'll put that away. Very nice piece of hardware, very expensive and very rare. So today we will talk about this one here. So we have this box over here and we have this box over there. This is the so-called TIM unit, the technical interface module, which is used in conjunction with the T4 laptop. So here's now RDS, the Rover diagnosis system running on, and please, I ask for apologies for using German language, but it's also available in English, of course. So if you would like to perform a diagnosis on those cars before 1995, we have to use specific adapters, which were not standardized, but Rover was very enthusiastic at that time and built a lot of things. So how we can perform diagnosis by using one of our nice TestBook computers. I can recommend them, of course, for garage use because they are quite robust and they are quick, and I like to use them in my garage at least. So what people typically don't know, you can even use a standard laptop like this to diagnose very, very old cars. Rover cars, Land Rover. What you need this kind of CD. It's called Microcheck for TestBook. So it makes from your laptop in principle a microcheck device, which enables to perform all the old kind diagnosis you might have seen with the old handheld computers which were available in the garages at that time. So I don't use hardware CDs because they fail often, they get scratches, they are slow, sometimes the CD drives fail. I prefer using CD images. This is much more robust and much quicker. And I loaded this microcheck for TestBook CD, I already loaded it as image on this device. And I can now start it. And here it is. And now I can go to the toolbox. And you see, we have here Microcheck. So now it opens up the menu, what kind of, on which kind of car I would like perform diagnosis. We have all this old kind of stuff. We have CCU, we have immobilizer, we have the ECU, all kind of stuff, and it's available. For example, we talk about the MEMS, the Modular Engine Management System, and let's say we talk about a Mini from 1993. It tells you how to connect the TIM unit to the laptop. This is done only by connecting the serial connection to the COM port of the computer. And then we start. What happens now is that the computer program specific for this vehicle is loaded onto the TIM unit. This takes a while. You see how the seconds are counting down. And once the program has been transferred from the laptop to the TIM device, you can start the diagnostic. It's important that you do not connect any cables to the TIM unit as long you are downloading the software. If you don't obey attention to this, you will damage the TIM unit. TIM units are in principle a small computer in themselves. They contain a lithium battery which needs service after a couple of years. So if you have one of those units, take care of it, send it in, and we replace the lithium battery or replace it yourself, whatever you find appropriate. Together with the TIM unit, you need a power supply. You see in the back, this is the original Skynet power supply, which was supplied together with the TIM unit, and in the rack you might have seen in one or the other garage. And so it has its own power supply. So now, takes a few seconds more. And here we are. And now we can start the TestBook, the microcheck, sorry. Oh, not yet. Which one was it? Here we are. Now it's starting up. And now you can perform all the diagnosis as it was in the old days. So for some vehicles like Rover and Land Rover, you need very special diagnosis adapters. So for this kind of diagnosis, this device is necessary. It's called the Microlink SMD4073. And this is connected to the TIM unit with this special cable. And this now gives you access to a few more adapters for your vehicles. These are only a few. It's almost any adapter you could imagine which you need for your airbag, your air suspension, your anti-block system. You even have measurement probes to measure resistance, voltages, amperes, all kind of stuff. There are many of those kind of diagnostics adapters available. They are still lying around, but many people don't even know what they are good for. But this video was only to explain what is the necessary hardware and how it is used. Thank you.